Like, once you see it clearly, if you do see it clearly, then what often happens is people feel like there's nothing that we can do.
There is nothing you can do. You're powerless. Oh, that's not an acceptable word. Could you imagine if the Trumps heard me say that? I mean, let's face it, powerlessness is not a word in their vocabulary. The wealthy don't accept that word. The elites don't accept that word. The noble families don't accept that word. The bankers don't accept that word. All of the people in tech and just how dare I say that? How dare I? This is the reason you're in the position you're in, you and your powerlessness. Oh, okay. But see, I have the evidence to back it up. Where's your evidence? You're gonna point to your wealth and say that my wealth and my power and my status is what has given me to know that God is on my side. No, he's not. I mean, because when Jesus said to the young king, give up all your wealth and walk with me, that was the one thing the young king couldn't do, pretty much proving that with all of you elite families that say, no, we're a noble, we're appointed by God. Okay, keep telling yourself that. But it's been the same thing that's been passed down over the years since the Roman Empire, okay? And yet Jesus showed that, when Satan came to him and said, I'll give you the world. Jesus, you'll be on top of the world. You'll have the most wealth, the most power. Jesus said, I don't want anything from your world. Because he was the king of the world, the prince of darkness. And somehow, because Jesus overcame the world, every empire has said, well, Jesus is in control now, so he's appointed us. No, you still didn't get it, did you? And again, I have the evidence, see, because when I was an alcoholic so long ago, and still am, just when I was an active alcoholic, there was no hope for me. And I turned to Jesus and said, I don't have an answer. Jesus, I'm defeated. I'm powerless. And he said, yes, very good, child. Very good. So what do you need to do, child, since you're defeated and you're powerless? I need to surrender to you, God. Very good, child. Now let the work can begin. What did the prosperity churches teach? Your wealth, your will, your power, your grandness did it. Your hard work did it. Yeah, so Jesus showed me a different way. And the way Jesus showed me was exactly what's in the Bible. So I'm just saying, you may want to relook at all of your grandness, just all of you empires. And along the way, because the first step of Alcoholics Anonymous is admitted we were powerless over alcohol. But what every recovering alcoholic learns is we get to this place where we're like, it's talked about over and over again in meetings, where you go to God, I'm not just powerless over alcohol. I'm powerless over all of it. Yeah. Very good, child. So what do you need to continue to do? I need to continue to surrender to you, God. Absolutely. You're following the way of Jesus. And what church is going to deny that, huh? Prove me wrong. Now, this is why the Christian nationalists and the politicians and all the great people, great in the eyes of the world, would look down on me. Because they never ever wanted to hear the truth. They weren't interested in the truth. Where in Sermon on the Mount does Jesus say, and to the bankers? Nowhere. Where in Sermon on the Mount does God say, and to the wealthy, and to the noble families? No. He spoke to the financially broke, to the poor in spirit, to the meek, to the disregarded. What's different today? You have the same empire. And yet, what did that empire do for 250 years? And again, I don't want to say, Jesus has some plan with America here. I think hoping that America will be that there'll be that certain percentage of people that get it, that I need surrender. There's been no country since the beginning that's been willing to, not even Israel, that will not surrender, because everything is about their will. But Jesus came and showed, no, I want surrender. I am surrendering. I am not taking power in this world, because it is not my Father's kingdom. How did any of you people think that after Jesus it was any different? Yes, Jesus overcame the world, but you didn't want to. You didn't want to follow the path of Jesus. You didn't want to admit powerlessness. And it's only through powerlessness that you surrender to God, and then you're truly walking the apostles' path. No, that's why this world would want me silenced, most especially the Christian nationalist men who fail to recognize, okay, that God never said that Eve would curse the earth, but he did say Cain and did say Adam would. Nope, we got to silence the women. But not the elite women. No, they always, through history, that's Queen Elizabeth. Just look at any queen throughout history. Oh, this is what an example of a woman of stature looks like. Yeah, okay, whatever. I wouldn't expect this world. I put it this way. I would expect this world to look at me as a loser, because you looked at Jesus as a loser. Yet he was more powerful, more great, more noble than any of you countries, than any of you kingdoms, than any of you powerful elites. You all used your own will to say, I did it, look how hard I worked. Yeah, so what? You showed God that you took from the very world that Jesus said no to. And then you've convinced people, no, we're different. We're going to help you. We're going to care about you. We're going to make it great. Because you think you're great. The only person that ever walked the earth that was great was Jesus. Man took from this world and ran, because man is weak. Man is too weak to admit powerlessness. Think about that, because it sounds funny, doesn't it? Man is too weak to admit they're powerless. I thank God every day that I'm powerless. And this world would say, well, you're just lazy. Bullshit. Bullshit. If you want to call me that, you can take that up with God. You make the world full of haves and have-nots, which is why Jesus didn't want any part of it. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. And they'll tell you, oh, it's just God's in the heart. No, he wanted literally his kingdom, because he made a literal kingdom. So when you run around and say it's just in the heart, you fail to give God the credit he deserves, that he created a kingdom far better than all the world's kingdoms, long before any of you were created. But you all want to run around and say, my greatness, my will, my hard work did it. It sure did. It sure did. You can praise yourself for not being strong enough to recognize that the most powerful thing any person on this planet could do was to admit they're powerless, so they surrender to God.